I'm gonna make a review on the UCL final match between Manchester City and Chelsea. Manchester City with their incredible performances in the Premier League and they eventually became the champions. And Chelsea with their new coach Thomas Tuchel coming in during the mid-period of the season with their incredible performances as well. And also I'm currently on my way to 1000 subscribers, so please subscribe because it's free and you can subscribe to me anytime if you find me boring or if you find me annoying or maybe my video sucks. You can unsubscribe anytime you want, but please subscribe because it will really help me to grow my channel. And now let's get to the video. Let's go. The UCL final. It is Manchester City and Chelsea, but first of all I'm going to start with Manchester City first. And so far when I saw Manchester City play in the Premier League, they have a really good performances when they are playing without striker, without Sergio Aguero, and that really surprises me. And Gundogan became the top scorer in Manchester City and I'm very surprised about it as well. And from the last matches of Manchester City in the Premier League, they recently just mostly used the bench warmers as their starting 11 during their match with the smaller team. And the reason why they did this is because they want to maintain their main players' stamina. They want their main players to stay refreshed, to stay healthy, avoid any injuries at all before the UCL final. That's why the reason last matches of Manchester City is kind of like boring or something like that. I kind of understand that. It is for the greater good of a better match in the UCL final. And my prediction for Manchester City, the formation is going to be a 4-3-3, but if Manchester City want to play more attacking minded, I think that they're going to play with Zinchenko as the left back, Joao Cancelo as the right back, but they want to play with a little bit more safety. I think Pep Guardiola is gonna put Joao Cancelo as the left back and Kyle Walker as the right back, but we never know. And for the centre backs, I think obviously it's going to be Ruben Dias and John Stones, defensive midfielder Rodri, 2 attacking midfielders Kevin De Bruyne and Gundogan, and 3 attackers, 3 forward players, Phil Foden, Mahrez, or maybe Sterling, I don't know. But I really hope that for the striker it's going to be Sergio Aguero, because Sergio Aguero really made that promise back in 2014 that he really want to play on the UCL final and he want to make that moment as his last match in Manchester City. And I really hope that happen. I really do. And for me personally, I would really support Manchester City to win the Champions League because they've never won the trophy before. And the second thing is because Sergio Aguero has been in Manchester City for so long and he hasn't won any European trophies at all. That's why I really support Manchester City. That's for me personally. I'm a Liverpool fan, but I really support Manchester City. They really did very great performances during this season and they really deserve it. They really deserve to be the champions of England, and I also want to support them to be the champions of Europe. And I really want Manchester City in the UCL final to play the same way they did back in the Premier League, 4-3-3, so many possession and play very attacking minded football. And that's what I like about Man City. Every time they lose the ball, they're trying to press the opponent high up. And yeah, there's nothing really I can mention about Manchester City. They are literally a very complete team with everything that they have. Incredible playmaker Kevin De Bruyne, Gundogan, a great defender Ruben Dias, and a great striker Sergio Aguero, with incredible wingers Phil Foden, Riyad Mahrez, and Raheem Sterling. So I didn't really have anything to say about Manchester City. They are almost like a perfect team to win the Champions League. As long as they keep playing as they always do, like in the Premier League, I think they are gonna do fine. And now let's go to Chelsea. For Chelsea, Thomas Tuchel tends to have his team to play 3-4-3, the formation. And I predict that later in the final, Thomas Tuchel is gonna have his starting 11 with Rudiger, Thiago Silva, and Azpilicueta as 3 center backs. And the keeper obviously is going to be maybe Mendy. I guess I don't really know, but I hope it's going to be Mendy because I think he's much better than Kepa for now. And for the midfielders, I think it's going to be Jorginho and Kante because both of them have been playing pretty good in the Premier League. And also on the left midfielder, it's going to be Ben Chilwell, and the right midfielder is going to be Reece James. And I think for the front 3, it's going to be a little bit hard to predict because Thomas Tuchel keeps changing his front 3. Sometimes it's Werner, Havertz, and Ziyech. Sometimes it's Mount, Werner, and Pulisic. Sometimes it's even Werner, Havertz, and Pulisic. There are so many various kinds of tactics and combination of players that Thomas Tuchel can use for the front 3, but for the final, I think he's gonna put Mason Mount, Christian Pulisic, and Timo Werner. I think he's gonna put those 3 players because so far when I saw Chelsea performing in the Premier League, those 3 players are the most apps that they got when they play in the Premier League actually. With Mason Mount, who loves to score goals every time he he got the chance, and he really doesn't tend to pass the ball at all. He tends to score, he tends to shoot the ball more often than he pass the ball to another player. That's how Mount play, as I personally see Chelsea's games so far in their latest matches. And for Timo Werner, as usual, he's all about speed, but in the recent matches he's unable to score many goals since he arrived at Chelsea, and that's his major problem for Timo Werner. And for Pulisic, it's all about dribbling and speed as well, and I think that they really need these three players to score goals. Mason Mount, Timo Werner and Pulisic, they are playing much more direct, unlike Havertz and Ziyech, because they play more like a midfielder actually. They tend to hold the ball and then tend to be more like a playmaker instead of a striker. That's why I think that Thomas Tuchel is going to put Mason Mount, Timo Werner and Christian Pulisic as his front three for the final. And the problem with Chelsea is that I personally don't really like Thomas Tuchel to play 3-4-3 for Chelsea, because that is not the best formation for Chelsea. I personally think that the best formation for Chelsea is 4-2-3-1 formation, because it is much better in defense and it is also much more fluid in attacking. You got two defensive midfielders and one attacking midfielder and one striker and a layer of defenders at the back. That means you got 4 layers, which means defenders, defensive midfielders, attacking midfielder and striker. You have 4 layers of players in this formation. That's why I really prefer 4-2-3-1. And when they play 3-4-3, it seems like the distance between the players, between the defenders, the midfielders and the forward players, the attackers, it just seems to be pretty far away, and I found them to be having a hard time in building up attacks from the back, because the opponents can be easily pressing them high up because they have these large distances between their teammates. And that's why I really don't like Thomas Tuchel to play 3-4-3 for Chelsea, which made them being forced to play direct attacking football actually with this formation, because the distances between their teammates are so far. That's why they are forced to play much more direct attacking football, long ball pass or something like that. And the problem with Chelsea is that when they are on the final third, they didn't have the creativity to create chances inside the box. All they do is just doing crossing, and those crosses are not really that accurate, especially when Ben Chilwell and Reece James did the crosses, and it's pretty not nice to watch. It's just literally no creativity at all when they are trying to attack. The only creative players that I found to be at Chelsea is only Hakim Ziyech and Jorginho actually. Yeah, I think only those two players who have the most creativity on the team. That's why when Thomas Tuchel rarely put Ziyech as the starting 11, I kind of feel like uneasy about it, and I really hope that on the next season Hakim Ziyech will get more play time than any other players, because I see that Hakim Ziyech could be a greater future for Chelsea than any other player so far. For Kai Havertz and Timo Werner, I still haven't seen their full skills, full potential on the team. That's why I still haven't got the courage to say that they will be the future of Chelsea. But for Hakim Ziyech, yes, he got the skills, but he only rarely got the play time. That's why. And my conclusion is that so far Manchester City got the upper hand because they have the system, football system by Pep Guardiola. Really got figured out all. His players have already adapted to Pep Guardiola's system, while Thomas Tuchel with his very sudden arrival to Chelsea with a very sudden formation 3-4-3, and so far Chelsea players have been adapting to the 3-4-3 formation, so there's not gonna be any way that Thomas Tuchel is going to change to any kinds of formation except for 3-4-3. And yes, so far I think Manchester City is going to win this match, but who knows? I cannot predict this match. It's just my assumption actually. If Chelsea win this match, yeah, I'm going to give my hats off to Chelsea. But if Manchester City win the match, I'm not surprised at all, because they really deserve it. Everything they did in this season has been incredibly remarkable actually. And yeah, that's it for my preview. And I want to discuss a little bit about Villarreal and Manchester United. Put it simply in one sentence, both of them play very badly. Actually, really bad. That one goal by Villarreal, Gerard Moreno, that is a very incredible goal. And one goal by Manchester United, that is a very lucky goal. That is a goal from heaven. But I don't care anyway. Yeah, Manchester United got unlucky by David De Gea, failed to score that penalties, but I don't care. It's been in the past. And yeah, and for now we are going to focus on the Champions League, and let's see, is it Manchester City is going to win or Chelsea? And please like this video if you find this video informative, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Slightly Alien signing out. Bye. Peace.